happy new month. Happy new month. Yes, the month is still fresh. So I can still say happy new month to everyone watching me, wherever you're watching from. So I'm saying happy new month. Okay, how have you been? Hope you've been doing fine. How is everything? As usual, I say, how have you been coping? Like, have you been maintaining your sanity so far? So good. Okay, my name is Rema. I'm your psychotherapist, and what do we do here? We give psychological solutions to psychological issues in the society. And guess what? This month we are coming with a new vibes, with a new energy, with a new topic, with a new everything, and we'll be discussing about self-care, psychology of self-care this month. So we look at how you psychologically take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, take care of your sanity. It is actually very important to talk about. So, I'm going to be giving you a little bit of intro, and in my episode to come, taking care of everything that regards self. So, the components of a person is divided into three as usual. We have the spirit, we have the soul, and we have the body. Yes, we have those three things. And these three things are three major areas that every individual needs to take care of if you want to build a good mental health for yourself. If you want to have a good sanity, especially in an environment where you don't really fit in, you need to focus on these three things I just talked about, these three areas I just talked about. And by God's grace, we are going to be psychologically analyzing things you need to do it to those areas that help those areas grow. Psychology is a study of behavior and mental health. And when we talk about mental health, we talk about your state, your peace of mind, why you do what you do, your reaction towards things, and so many things that surround human being. So we believe that for humans to be able to come to the place of balance, then you need to put investment on yourself. Now, you don't just put investment on yourself because you be like, okay, they say we should take care of yourself. Let me cream my body. Fine, it's cool. You cream, use a nice perf. You get what I'm saying? And just wear something nice, something cool, something decent. And fine. When people see, they be like, wow, this person is so cool. Why? Because you look so beautiful on the outside. But how much more will it be more acceptable if we don't just focus on an outside beauty? We also look at the spirit and the soul beauty. A soul can be beautiful. That's what we don't know. That's what we need to ask ourselves. A soul can be beautiful. Initially, it is what we feed our soul with that determines what we actually invoke spiritually. And that is where the spirit comes in. But when a soul is not feeding well, when a soul is not feeding positively, there is tendency that so many spirits that he or she invoke to himself will be something else. That's the psychology of being spiritual. So many a times it is always you see people that are psychology of positivity. They tell people to always try and maintain a kind of thought, a kind of memories, a kind of informations that help them to remain positive in the midst of negative situations, because they know that inability to maintain that, they may not tend probably invoke a positive spiritual energy for themselves. So they believe that every individual on earth need a spiritual energy. That's what we don't know. You need a spiritual energy. I need a spiritual energy. And getting a spiritual energy is not just a function of I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim. It's a function of where exactly do you get your energy from? What do you feed your energy with? How do you get your vibes? People that don't get their vibes spiritually from probably going to a church, or you see them getting their vibes from probably getting drunk and getting high. You see them feeding their souls with weeds and so many things like that. That's what you see those people do. So it's like every individual outside there have one form or the other of gathering energy for themselves. So the truth about it is that if we want to really gather energy in the right way, then we need to start focusing on gathering energy positively more than negatively. For example, someone who believes that people will always determine how he or she gets emotionally stable to do certain things in life. It is actually what people says that give that person spiritual energy. Before you know it, somebody just say, "Oh, you're beautiful," and you don't you are not conscious, but because that person has said that thing, and that thing seems like your source of vibes, you just discover that when you are going, you just start ringing in your head like, they said I'm beautiful. Yeah, I am beautiful. Oh my God, I'm beautiful. Of course, you are beautiful. You shouldn't be expecting less of yourself if you have a stable source of spiritual vibe. Let me say that. If you have a stable source of spiritual vibes, that's why you see people study the scriptures. That's why you see people read books. That's why you see people go to church. When they listen, they get strength from every word that comes out from their pastor. When the pastor tells you that you are anointed for what you do, you are anointed for this, before you know it, you keep going that week just saying those things. Why? Because you are feeding your spiritual vibes with something that is positive. And when you're surrounding yourself with something that is positive, you will be helping your sanity to remain positive even in the midst of hopeless situations. Yes. But when you've so surrounded yourself with a lot of negative things, negative people, negative informations, negative everything. For example, there was a time there was so many things happening in the society, and we began to see so many things like, oh yes, this is bad, don't do this, don't do that. Fine, we know we really need to be careful in a time like this, but we can't, because we are being careful, to be so negative that when we see certain things we become so paranoid and so suspicious about it. It's like we are inviting what we shouldn't invite. So even at the expense of that, you have this kind of energy and optimism that it will happen to me. If bad things are happening to people, it will happen to me. If wrong things are happening to people, it will happen to me. And if eventually something bad happen to you, you have this mindset that you will certainly escape through it. So those thoughts, those drive, those energy will certainly help you to pull through life. It will help you to build good energies, good goals, and it will help you to keep grinding wherever you are. So self-care psychologically is majorly very important to every individual, like to every individual. Wherever you are, probably you are exhausted. I think so last week I was really exhausted, like so exhausted. And as exhausted as I was, I felt like, what could I really do to help myself? So I discovered that I just need like 5 or 2 or 3 minutes meditation to get myself care back. So I just had to excuse myself from a lot of people around that place, went somewhere that seems to be cool and calm, that suits me. And they were playing some soft music there. I mean, soft one. You hear what I'm saying? So I sat down there, and for like 2 hours, I was just there. I was just trying to, okay, why is this like this? That's because this thing is like this. That's because this is like this. I am better than this. I can do better than this. That's how you do. We have people that, guys, majorly some of my guy friends that I know, when they are really exhausted, they just go watch ball and burn out. They burn out stress, burn out so many things. But self-care is very important. When you don't take care of yourself, one of the things you begin to see is that you become easily irritated. You just discover that you're irritated at every little thing that people are doing around you. That's number one. Then number two, you just discover that you get angry easily. Why are you angry? For no reason. You just start easing everywhere, up and down, only you, everywhere, easy everywhere. What's wrong with you? Give yourself some chill. When you are taking so many things too much, and you take it up to like it's just, then you are not going to enjoy life. You are not. And life is as hard as it could be. Life did not send you if you kill yourself. That's the way it is. Life does not send you. So if you carry life to so high and you kill yourself, life will continue to do itself. Let me use that word. Life will continue to live on. Life will continue to be on. So you have to discover that thing that helps you to take care of yourself. Discover that environment that helps you. In fact, probably one of these days I'm going to be talking about psychology of environment. Discover that environment that puts you in a calm mood, man. when you're in an environment that gives you vibes, gives you inspiration, you just, in fact, you'll be so happy, like you'll be feeling yourself like, okay, I think my mental health is in good condition right now. You get what I'm saying? So it is very, very important that an individual invest in their spirit, body, and soul. It is so important that that is the combination of how a man does his self-care, and that's the combination of what makes a man become sane in an insane world. So if you don't have any source where you are getting your self-care from, or you don't have any self-care plan for yourself, I will advise you to follow this series and see how you can start a plan for yourself, because it is important. Even for husband and wife who are living in the house, they need self-care. Like, you both, if you are both going to work and you're always exhausted and you don't have plan for self-care, then you'll be transferring your emotional instability to each other in the house. That can actually affect your life together. So many things can happen when you don't have self-care. So you need to develop a plan of self-care psychologically for yourself, to be able to go through life, to be able to live through every day, to be able to move on and be happy. So happiness is not, I say it and I'll continue to say it again, I'll use this to round up. Happiness is not just something that happens to you because something good happens to you. Happiness is something you are conscious about, and you position yourself to be intentional about. So when you're intentional about your happiness, it shows how much you are trying to care for yourself. I see in my next video where I'm gonna be talking about how to take care of yourself, and things that involve in taking care of yourself physically, psychologically, and spiritually. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to invite your friends to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give us thumbs up, and also don't forget to drop comment section. So I'm gonna leave you with this. How have you been taking care of yourself? Or do you think self-care is not for